Forest Del Chivo. Oh, skeleton right away. Well, Juan's not having any of it. The downwards, like, pile driver move, by the way, is I remember being one of the absolute best in the whole game. Just a massive amounts of damage. And the suplex as well does a ton of damage. And okay, that was a derpy thing I just did. I'm just gonna ignore that and move on. So yeah, the combat right away, like, it has, like, it's simple, but it also has depth to it, especially, and, like, even now, like, sure, we're just beating the absolute crap out of all these skeletons, but, like, it does get, like, there are, like, a ton of different enemy types, and our moveset is going to expand rapidly throughout the game, so it's just really cool, because just, you get a lot of mileage with your thingies, with the combat system. You get I can't even speak today, god damn it. So one thing I noticed right here is that there's definitely something right there, but I'm actually not sure how to actually get it. So again, this is a Metroidvania game. There's going to be a ton of optional backtracking that you can do to get power-ups that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get right now, like stuff behind this red block, for instance, like tons of backtracking like that throughout the game. Thankfully, there is a fast travel system that we'll unlock later, and Metroidvania games, one of the nicest things about Metroidvania games is that almost all of the ones I've played, they manage to just make the backtracking feel rewarding, and like, because of all the power-ups you're getting, it's not like, time to backtrack to this town because you, like, that's what you need to do. Like, no, it's like, time to backtrack to this area so I can get, like, 6 heart pieces. Like, just, like, it always feels rewarding in Metroidvania when you backtrack, which is something I've always enjoyed about that genre. Oh, says you in what army? Or, yes, the army of skeletons. I answered my own question. I'm pretty sure I already know, because who else could you be? But sure, I'll know. I want to know. I need to know. Jaguar Javier. Not Jaguar. Jaguar Javier. Sure. I see. I am Jaguar Javier. The Armageddon has come. Who would have thought that a jaguar would be the one to tell us this? Yeah, we're not backing down, man. Oh, crap. Oh, God, he went Super Saiyan on us. We just met him. Oh, that's a far way up. Oh, well, never going back that way. Okay, let's just head this way real quick. Oh, I can make it. Yeah, there we go. Woo! And chest. And you probably didn't actually see it because I punched it so quickly, but that was actually a red chest, which I believe always contain heart pieces, and those will be sprinkled all throughout the game. And then there are just normal stuff. There's normal brown chests, which just contain gold. And, yep. Anyway, these platforms we actually can't do anything about yet, and again, I'm sure eventually we will be able to deal with those. The amount of power-ups in this game you get is staggering, but it never feels overwhelming. Like, every time you get a power-up, again, just the way the genre is designed, every time you get a power-up in this game, it just feels... you know what, I'm going to actually wait until we get a power-up so I can actually talk about that instead of right now. How about... sound good? Good. There's another thing down there, but I can't actually do that. What the... giant chicken? It's awesome sauce. Okay, then. Okay, so rolling, one cool thing about rolling is that you gain invincibility, and the level design is actually designed around this, and I haven't seen very many games do this, where, like, your dodge roll, you have complete invincibility frames, so you can use it in combat, and they've actually designed levels around it with these spikes that you can roll through, and you can even do cool stuff like this, like, in mid-air. It's really cool. Again, something that is, like every game, like... well, not every game, but a lot of games have, like, a dodge button, and it's like, how about let's incorporate the dodge button into the actual level design, and that's just really cool. I've never seen another game do that. Speaking of level design, one of the things that we're going to be seeing all throughout the game is these little combat arenas, which are pretty self-explanatory. Basically, we're locked in, and we're going to have to brawl our way out, and they're not that, like, There are a lot of them without the game, but thankfully the combat system's actually fun, and the game very much like changes it up all the time with just the type of enemies that you're encountering, like the amount of enemies you're encountering, the different combinations of enemies. Like, you're constantly seeing new enemy types paired with each other, and it makes for the combat experience to be never really get old. Also, whenever you beat a combat area, you actually get a pinata that you can burst and get a bunch of gold. And I think, depending on how high your combo is, you might get more in the pinata, but that might be just speculation on my part. No! Yeah, there we go. Hey, these statues look a little familiar. I wonder what these are from. Okay, yeah, these are definitely familiar. Okay, this is definitely familiar. You crazy luchador. My Choozo statue. I think how he even tells you how many he has. What the? Behold! Lord of Man-Goats. Yeah, God, he pulled up his... Oh, Jesus, I just dropped the gamepad. This'll be as a train wreck. Moving on. Sure. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Okay. The rooster uppercut. Up and A. Okay. 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 Thanks for the tip. Rooster uppercut! And that's actually interesting, that level up screen, because on the original version, what would happen every time you got a power up is the screen would like do a Porygon from the Pokemon anime style, like screen flashes where it would shine pink and cyan and just like yellow and just like flashes, like epileptic flashes. It even had an epileptic warning every time you launched the game. But they changed the actual animation, so now it's just like scrolling through the colors, which I'm actually not surprised in the slightest that they changed that, because every time I got a power up, I was thinking like, man, one of these days I'm gonna have a seizure because of video games. Still, it does make it pretty cool every time you get a power up. Like, makes it pretty satisfying, and the music too is pretty classic. Anyway, unfortunately, we actually can't. In this version, one of the things they changed is they made it so once you get that power-up, you can't progress past this block, and you just have to ask for a refund. I'm joking, obviously, because we just got the rooster uppercut, which we can actually use to traverse terrain, which, again, is really cool because they've managed to come up with a bunch of, like, punches and everything for like your power-ups, and yet you can still traverse the environment with the power-ups and fight in combat with them, so it's really cool. One thing to note about the special moves that you can get from the Choozo statues is that they take up stamina, which can be found in the little yellow squares at the top left of the screen. Every time you use a rooster uppercut or any power-up, you will drain one. And once you drain both, you are going to be locked out of using them for a little bit, and you can increase like the amount of time you're like the stamina gauge responds and everything. But obviously we'll be doing that stuff later. But yeah, it's just really cool because you can use stuff like this. You'd think that would just be a thing for enemy encounters, but you can actually use it, and the game is heavily designed around using it to traverse the environment, and that's really cool. And of course, special moves are extremely powerful in the right situations. There we go. That was a bit sloppy, but we got through it. And the level is obviously very interconnected, as like even just looking at the map right now, like look, like again, extremely useful because like this area has a ton of hidden stuff in it. It's like you'll need blue to get through here. You'll need yellow, and just it's extremely detailed in how to actually go about the levels. So it's just very, very, very good map design in my opinion. If there's one thing that like a biggest sin that a game like this can commit, it's making it so there's a bajillion power-ups and there's no way to actually see where most of them are. Thankfully, I don't really have too much experience with a game doing that. Well, that's actually a thing I forgot to mention. There is no death in this game. Well, there is death, but there's no like lives or anything. And during challenges like this or platforming sections like this, jumping into like to a death pit will just respawn you on the nearest floor that you last touch. Not that it really matters because like there are merchants all over the place, so you don't really ever have to worry about losing too much progress, thankfully. There we go. Man, we already have 850 coins. That's crazy. Okay, so a new enemy type. These plant monsters that are really freaking annoying, but thankfully they're not that hard to deal with when you have uppercuts of doom. Oh, that actually missed? Really? Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's actually see if we can do this. Aw, damn it. Okay, never mind. Well, we can actually use the rooster uppercut to get up there anyway, so it's okay. There we go. Okay, is there anything actually up here? Looking down to the map screen? No, there isn't. I think it's been a while since I last played a Wii U game that I had to look at the map at least to play. Most Wii U games don't even use the gamepad at all, so which is kind of sad when you think about it. Again, I did a pretty derpy thing right there, but I'm just gonna ignore it because I'm still having a good time. Still nothing we can do about these damn white platforms, though. I wonder if we'll ever be able to take advantage of those. Anyway, let's take a look at the merchant and see if there's anything we want. I should actually decide what I want right now. Oh, speaking of, they actually added a stamina delay and regen boost, which is insanely useful. I'd probably suggest getting these power-ups before anything else, just because of how useful they are. So yeah, I'd probably say the regen boost is probably the most important thing that I'm going to save up for, which thankfully we only need 100 more gold, so not very much left. Thanks for the reminder, game. Boom! Yeah. Yeah, that felt satisfying. 90 hit combo too. That's awesome. And then the goat man comes in from the side. He's like, yeah, nice job. Anyway, that actually does it for the forest section. Very easy, but it does you do get to play around a lot with the combat system and just get a feel for it. And it is a very fun system, so that's a good thing.